Let's label this under things that should probably get a bit more coverage. 2 weeks ago, the founder of Cash App was stabbed to death on a San Francisco street. The headlines kind of at the time were like, it made it sound like some crazy whack mugging, like, like in the middle of the night, right? Uh, this past week, an acquaintance of his had been arrested in connection, or maybe it was suspect. But what exactly is going on here? Like, is this literally, I don't know, like a sketch show where someone literally hires someone to take out someone they don't like?
Well, I haven't read much into it about it being his like colleague or whatever, but I was listening to something that said it was awfully suspicious that he got stabbed like the day after the Fed introduced like their new digital like money,
Right.
basically.
We
The
can't
digital
just
way to
chalk
send
this
money.
up to like coincidence.
Yeah.
Like the shit with we can't parse through it because there was the building collapse in Florida where like people tried to connect it to that guy who had like government secrets. You've got Epstein. But yeah, this doesn't just happen every day where this guy just gets stabbed, right?
Yeah. Did you see the video?
No.
I mean, it's he's just on a normal ass street, just starts running, and this guy chases him and catches him and just stabs him. I don't know. You think someone like that, maybe not, but you would think maybe he'd have like security or something. I don't know.
Right.
I saw a TikTok about people talking about how it's getting blown out of proportion, that it's just actually how it shows how dangerous San Francisco is.
See, that's the spin is like, yeah, I don't know.
I know.
Maybe there is something more sinister here. And then all of a sudden there's public pumping of, no, that's, well, San Francisco is just so dangerous. But then it's like, okay, they're trying to push that narrative. Or it's like, yeah, I don't know what to do with this
I
scenario.
mean, I could I could see that argument of it just being San Francisco is dangerous if it wasn't his little colleague that stabbed him.
Oh,
Right.
It wasn't.
it was his actual colleague who stabbed him.
I don't have we're missing Bursic right now, but maybe he would look that up for us. But it's in just parsing through, like, yeah, you said it. There's a guy running up to it, no security. You would imagine this guy, like you said, is rich enough to at least not be like walking in the middle of the street. If San Francisco is that legit dangerous, I'm sure he would know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very bizarre. And like, I don't know, let's say darkest of dark, this was premeditated. How much did that guy have to get paid to, sign? I don't think this guy was a professional assassin, but that's like, if you were going to do that, you would want to go for some, just homeless guy, right?
Yeah.
Keep your head on a swivel, I guess. We'll keep our eye on things here. What is going on here? Things have died down a little bit, but the Chris from Mr. Beast scenario.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so I went into it like I'm on TikTok and all these clips are coming out. I'm like, what is happening? Because I don't watch Mr. Beast. Like I follow him, what he does, but I'll check out maybe his videos if he actually does get me to clickbait into him. But it's like, it's more of a show for kids, I feel like, Mr. Beast TV. I could be wrong on that, but he's like doing a lot of, I don't know.
I don't follow.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
It's nothing interesting to me. He's like throwing money around where I don't know, kids like that's more entertaining TV than like Cartoon Network, I guess, and kids are now watching YouTube more than, network television. But it's the whole transgender debate where it's like I don't know a transgender person. So that's why I'm not as sensitive to the matter where I could probably learn more. My brother's gay. I'm sensitive to, gay marriage and what it's like, like that. It hits home. So I'm a little bit more, attentive and know more about it. I don't know what it's like to know, like, feel like you're not in your body or whatever, or whether that's a real thing or not. But it's crazy that this debate is, still raging on. But outside of the general debate, it kind of hit Mr. Beast and, people wanted to tear that group apart. This guy has a literal son and a wife, and it's like what happens there. Lots of dynamic to dive into.
Yeah, I don't know if they were fake or not, but they probably were. But did you see those like apparent texts that got leaked from Mr. Beast
No, miss that.
saying that like we have to like I understand it's uncomfortable, but we have to like be supportive because people creators have gotten canceled for much less than this.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, It sucks because he's his friend too, and it's like they were friends, and it's like I don't know, like he's gonna be there for him, but this guy's a massive audience, and it's like no matter what, if you cast that wide of an audience net, you're gonna piss people off for just this matter, which is like okay, if you get pissed off by that, I get people getting turned off by that, and not wanting to watch, but it's like if you get literally triggered by this, I don't get it, but that's the world we live in. And it's like, does Mr. Beast have a decision to make? And the TikTok's the master of clipping things where they're clipping everyone who may have frowned for 1 second. They're like, Mr. Beast is feeling it, man. It's like, look, it's not the same. Yeah, I feel for him. I never knew, like, again, didn't follow Mr. Beast. So I was like, who the hell is this person? I'm like,
I didn't know he was either. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's kind of died down. So we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, it's crazy. This is also crazy as we wrap up that. I don't know if you could just say things like this, but Nick Cannon thinks you can. States that he wants his next baby to be with Taylor Swift.
Yep.
Okay. Like, what? Does she have a say in this? He just tells Howard Stern this. Okay. And Nick, I think we're good on your offspring, by the way. We're populating cities.
Yeah. How many kids does he have now?
Maybe he just wants to round it up to an even 20 because I think it's getting close to that number.
Well, NBA Youngboy, NBA, whatever it is, just welcomed his 11th child yesterday.
There's another guy.
23 years old.
There's another funny name where it's like someone just has like 40 kids or something. And it's like, okay. I forgot though.
Dude, 11 kids at 23. That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, but it's interesting because it's like they're not all under the same house, right? Like that would be. I bet it's a lot. It's not easier because I bet he's paying a shit ton of money. But like, could you imagine that being under one house versus, I guess, just having all these kids? I have none of us. So,
I mean, I don't know how many different like baby mamas he has, but with the amount of child support he's paying, like even as a millionaire, he's got to not have that much money left over.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy.
That's killing him more than fucking Uncle Sam.
Jesus
Christ. So we'll keep tabs on Nick Cannon and T Swift. Madonna reportedly wants her old face back.
Oh,
don't we all?
Yeah.
What does she mean by that? Does she have like hella plastic surgery or something?
Yeah, she looks like a velociraptor.
Yeah, she looks like the North Carolina Tar Heel foot logo. It's bad.
She does.
Like Tom Brady too. Like, does he look good? Does he look worse? I think depends on the doctor, I guess. I think plastic surgery is a mistake, because you can't then you're back under the knife trying to redo it if you're and you're just doing more and more. I have fake teeth and I'm a proponent of that, if you could fix your smile, do that. But, if I'm going old, saggy, looking like shit, I would rather look like that than
look fake.
Bingo.
Than look like that.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's because you never know, even as you get older, what you're actually going to look like, or you could grow one way and you could look literally like an idiot. So.
True. Or you're just I want to say you have a vision of what you think you're going to look like after plastic surgery, and then you're done and it's not what you want, and it's just that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll keep tabs on Madonna. The pioneer, don't know if it was the inventor or kind of the proponent of the mini skirt, passes away at 93. I can only imagine what old time men and women, when they saw a mini skirt for the first time, were going through it.
Was it a male or female that created it?
Female. Yeah. So I don't know, again, I don't know if she invented it or she was the one that kind of made it popular. Hey, I'm going to do this. Fuck the critics, what have you. But RIP. Yeah. A true pioneer.
Yeah. True pioneer.
I need to know who the inventor of the thong bikini is, because that's another pioneer. That was 40 years later, but all right. This is kind of scary. The Colorado River allotment. Have you guys dug or saw a little bit about this?
I had something on emailed to me with news, but
right, yeah, New York Times. I saw it, that headline got me because I knew it was so I did some digging. because the Colorado River, which sounds like, okay, it's just a river, but it's literally, it's huge and it supplies multiple states out west with legitimate water. It's still kind of crazy to think. I mean, how privileged we are as a society where it's just like water is just with us. We could just turn on a faucet, it pours out. And it's like countries don't have that. And it's like, what have you with global warming? I don't think it's getting better as opposed to getting worse, because it comes out that literally the government has stepped in and saying, hey, we are lowering your yearly water from the Colorado River to try and what is it going to go back up, or are they going to keep lowering it? Droughts are going to get worse. That's what scares me about the West Coast.
Just like how Florida's going to be underwater.
Bro, did you see Fort Lauderdale fucking last week?
What was it?
I actually did see that.
Yeah, like flooding.
I saw a TikTok that someone was like, they were like, move to Miami, it'll be awesome. They're showing all the sun and stuff, and then it's like the horn blares, and they look over, and it's just cars running into each other in like water up to
flooding
yeah.
in Fort Lauderdale. Not even, well, I guess it's basically South Beach, but
yeah, like
I mean, that's the thing where it's not like, okay, well, the sea level is rising, but it's also like, it's mixing. The sea is rising, and then they're just pouring rain all over you because it's not going to stop raining anytime soon in Florida. But yeah, DeSantis is all over the U.S. except his home state as it's underwater. I mean, the construction there too is just, I don't have the answer, but we got Minnesota's the safe spot. I'm telling you, you guys got to get hip to this. We're north. It's getting warmer up here.
We need Ian Corbett on here.
We do, yeah. We'll have to follow up because I mean, it sounds boring, but keep an eye on the Colorado River allotment. Like, where do we get our water? But like, this is actually holy shit. California, Arizona, those drought states. I love some good screen time. Maybe not as much as this guy. Shams, right? The Woj, NBA basketball insider, Riz King. He like showed his screen time, and it was something like 17 hours a day on his phone.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. I mean,
you gotta be for that job, but like I would get sick of it at that point.
I'm about to look what mine is.
That's ridiculous. That's like every single waking hour, just not looking away from the phone.
Literally, he said it gets up to 20 for like trade deadline day.
Mine's pretty high.
What are you at? Okay,
11 hours.
That's pretty high. Where did you find that?
Up 27% from last week. I've had a rough week. I've been on
really? Jesus Christ. Where do you search? Oh, here we go. Because
just go to search.
I fucking it was funny because you could see which apps you're on, and it's like we're always talking shit at our fantasy football app. I'm at 6 hours. So Jack's got the double up on me. I'm at 15%. Tough week for me too.
I'm at 5 hours, 28 minutes.
Hey, you know what? That's solid. But like if I don't have my phone, I wish I could show it. I've got 3 TVs in front of me, my computer. I pull up my iPad. I'm watching a screen regardless.
There's always a screen.
Yeah.
Well, this says Netflix for 8 hours, and I don't watch Netflix on my phone, so maybe it's like cross
overall. Yeah. From your laptop. Yeah, like you can look at your apps, and my buddy was on the fantasy. He was kind of a fringe sports fan, but wants to do well in fantasy football. He's just on the fantasy ESPN app for 7 hours a day. just looking at projections.
Long ass time on the fantasy app. Can you even do that much on there?
He's like he's waiting for news so he could be the first guy to waiver claim somebody. I don't think I think he made the playoffs, so maybe it did work. All right, television and movies before we get into the Tea with Jack D. And then we were just talking. I'm seeing Brendan next week, Joey, Grant. So we'll probably we're not going out to do content, but we're getting a couple of the boys married. So we'll probably just have content spawn. So keep an eye out for that. Harry Mason. I was kind of talking with you guys. I'm like, dude, what? I thought it was like a fairy tale or something. And then I was like, I had the wrong title, but it's good. Season 1 was brilliant. Loved it. Season 2 is about to finish. It's a lot like a lot of TV. Season 1 was better than season 2, but it's a good binge show. Season 1 was awesome. It was like, it's like 1920s LA. This guy's like a fixer detective of sorts. And then he becomes a lawyer. And like the lawyer shit's kind of interesting. Like I didn't find myself bored at all. It's a little bit of a mystery, so I enjoyed it. got me thinking too. It's like, what jobs are extinct now? Like, there was a scene where the milkman is fucking walking through the halls, dropping off milk. I need a milkman, I'll tell you that much. But like the phone operator, it's just crazy how time has
Even
evolved.
like being a fixer is pretty hard nowadays with like cameras everywhere and stuff.
True. Yeah, is that a real job? I'm sure it is. I mean,
You ever watched Ray Donovan? I don't know if you ever watched that.
right. I mean, Billions too. Like, you've
Yeah,
got a fixer, Michael
they're
Clayton.
definitely out there.
Right. I mean, if people are getting stabbed in the street in San Francisco, I'm sure there's fixers.
Yeah.
He was a fixer, I guess. Brendan, you saw Air twice.
Yeah, I've seen it
Thoughts?
twice. Yeah, I thought it's really good. Um, I wouldn't consider it like a classic, but I would still consider it really good. Definitely. I mean, I would probably even watch it again, honestly.
Right. Yeah, it was like I mean, it wasn't corny, but like it was just really well scripted. Like the story was
Yeah.
simple.
Uh-huh.
Chris Tucker is a great actor.
Hilarious.
He's so funny, dude, and he's good. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's probably just him being himself. He is great in fucking Silver Linings Playbook and in this. Like, obviously the two you know him from Rush Hour, but like I thought he put together like two great performances as a side role in those two movies.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman killed it. Like, the cast was incredible. Ben Affleck's hilarious. He's got range.
Yeah, I like how they didn't really make it much about like actually Michael Jordan. Like
they didn't
really
even show the actor.
They just made it more of the story surrounding it, which was cool.
And then paid homage to him at the end with like all his actual highlights. Yeah, it just wrapped it up. Perfect length for a movie too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bill, you need to listen to the Bill Russell episode with Damon and Affleck. They're
really okay.
Bill Simmons, or who has the podcast on?
Yeah, the Book of Basketball, Bill Simmons.
Yeah. But he has a movie podcast, and he had them on, and their like story's crazy. They've been friends since like middle school.
Damon and Affleck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they've the movies they've done together have been fantastic.
Yeah. So
from Boston,
I learned that like all those phone call scenes in the movie, like with the agent, and then like when Affleck and Bateman were talking together, they filmed it like where they were actually in different rooms on the phone instead of like how they usually film stuff. They like one by one. So that was like real conversations back and forth. So.
Dude, who is that actor who plays the freaking agent? He is hysterical. And I forgot he's in something else where he is just great as that role, just kind of just like stuck up businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was funny. He might have been the funniest.
Hysterical. Yeah. And it like I thought it was really cool as a throwback to the 80s and 90s. Like, that was right before we were born, like just kind of seeing all that shit, the old timey computers and shit, phone calls. And how like their headquarters, like Converse, I thought it was cool just seeing like the market share where they're fighting and how Nike was so profitable, but not in basketball.
Yeah.
That was obviously the domino. Yeah, so I love it. It's not the groundbreaking movie or like Spotlight is something where I'm like, holy shit, you need to see this. Air, I'm like, this is a movie you could put on and it's awesome. Like, you're going to enjoy yourself 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm excited.
I was just going to say, I'm picking it up tomorrow from someone, but I'm going to read after seeing that Phil Knight's biopic or his like memoir called Shoe Dog. Apparently it's fucking sick.
Yeah, it was interesting how they portrayed. So like I knew the name Sonny Vaccaro like immediately. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, so this is how he really kind of got, super famous in basketball. And then like it was cool how Phil Knight was almost a side role. It's like they could do a whole movie on him and Nike and what was before that, and like him wearing his jogging suit was fire.
Yeah,
Ben Affleck's the all neon pink.
Yeah, he really owes a lot of his success to that Sonny Vaccaro guy. If that's all how it all
they don't talk anymore either.
Really?
Yeah, but they both like got consulted on the movie, and like Sonny said like
signed off.
Like, don't get me wrong, this was like some of the best time period of my life, but like apparently something happened.
Shit changes. Yeah. I just thought it was funny how like Nike was literally just a running shoe, and it was like people didn't even think it was cool. Yeah, and just the concept of the guy, perfect casting too. The guy who makes the shoe. Yeah, that was funny as fuck. All right, I'm excited to hear some thoughts on this because like I can't get this out of my head. Beef season 1 might have been one of my favorite 10 episodes of television I have seen in a long time. Long time. Like I went in with zero expectations. And for a comedy, like it's hard to do comedies these days. This guy was a writer on Silicon Valley. He was involved with Dave. Dave season 1 was pretty good. Dave season 2, I'm kind of like, and season 3, I'm just starting now.
Yeah.
Where are you at in Beef? Just so I know, Jack.
I'm still have to watch after episode 1.
Bro, I'm telling you, you won't be able to stop. Like it's so good. It's funny. It's dramatic. It's suspenseful. Crazy, unique. It kind of tells you about Asian culture living in the United States, which was like they made it funny, and it was super interesting to me too. They're out in LA. The music selection's incredible. And the ending scene has one of the, a great song choice as well. It's a great ending scene paired with music. Mayonnaise by the Smashing Pumpkins. Banger. Like they, it's funny because these guys are like older millennials basically living life. And then you read the description for what the show is. And you're like, what? Okay, I'll check it out. That is just such a minute part. It's like that's what sets off this whole story of how these two characters are intertwined. And
I think it's funny how they, at least in the first episode, how they portray his little brother who he's like I bought this for 2 G's with trade Bitcoin. Like
crypto, dude. Yeah. His brother's character is crazy. You're after episode 1. I'm telling you, like I couldn't stop watching. I binged it in a day. So that's my recommendation. As we get to, it's on Netflix. So, and it's awesome. It's like, how 30-minute episodes are really like 22 episodes made for television. These are like 32-minute episodes, which is like perfect. Like you get enough and they go by like quick. I'm telling you, that is my recommendation. You will enjoy it. All right, let's get some more recommendations. It's the Tea with Jack D here on Wingin' It.
Right. Lil Uzi Vert will appear on SNL May 6th. He also has an alter ego now named Leslie that he goes by. When
you mean Chris?
Yeah, Leslie Chow. I don't know. But interesting. The Weeknd's new show, The Idol, it's on HBO. It hasn't even come out yet, and it's already like in the top 5 most popular shows based on like what's being talked about on the internet.
Wasn't there like some shit though behind the scenes where it was like people didn't like the writing or the way he was filming it, or like people were just like dissettled or something? I could be wrong.
Yeah, well, I think it's with something to do with
Barry Levinson, our boy with Euphoria, was
like that. That it's
Sam Levinson.
This Rolling Stone article says The Idol, how HBO's next Euphoria became twisted torture porn.
That's what I saw. Yeah, so it was just someone's like hit article, but I mean, shit. I was like, okay, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll probably tune in just because anything HBO's.
Bingo. Yeah, Succession's been great. If you guys are caught up, 2 episodes ago was crazy. I thought it was a joke.
I know.
I went through 30 minutes thinking like, there's no this is another stunt, but.
I was on the plane and I literally go, holy fuck.
Yeah.
It's like
I had to rewatch it because I was like, knowing, and I was like, that was probably one of the best. That was one of the better episodes they had done.
And that like accordingly. When they're like freaking out for that 30 minutes, they just let them go. Like, just do it. Brendan, you gotta watch that. You need to
I've tried. I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's me with
they just don't do anything. They just talk about doing stuff, and then
it's a slow burn. Yeah. I like it because it's money and power, and like I don't like it's shot really well, like everyone flying in helicopters. But
all right, this is kind of crazy. A photographer in the UK refused a prestigious award he won because he admitted that he made the photo with AI.
Oh,
how about the Drake AI stuff? That's going crazy.
And now the record label is like trying to basically put like an end to it, or trying to get like money out of it. They're heavily interfering now.
Like I saw someone just kind of be like, AI just created a song that got like 10 billion views or something.
Yeah.
Like, and it was like, oh my God.
Scary.
They took it off Apple Music. It was on Apple Music for a little bit. But.
I mean, we were talking 2 weeks ago about how it's like, okay, they're generating just words and scripts. Now they're generating voices. Exactly. Like the podcast, like the AI created a Joe Rogan podcast with his voice for an hour. It's just like, who is safe? I mean, it feels like we're scrambling to advance this. All right, this is the new, savior of civilization, and it's already like spilling out to where we can't even control it.
I know, it's scary, man.
It's crazy. It's
really scary because the way it learns, it learns at like an exponential rate too. So like,
and if they could do that, why can't the whole phone scammers are always trying to get you to answer the phone? Yep, so they can record your voice and be like, say yes. Now they could just be like, hey, AI, mimic this dude's voice. Here's what he sounds like. And, give me your entire bank account information.
Yeah.
Dylan, I was dying at that TikTok you sent me of the, like, having to do with AI, but the robot who did manual labor for 17 minutes and then killed itself.
Literally programmed itself to kill itself because it was endless. The comments are like, did he get someone to cover his shift though?
Have you seen the TikToks where people try and get like AI to kill itself just by like chatting with it?
No.
Like there's like, I don't know, there's certain like you can chat with like AI SpongeBob or AI like different like cartoon characters. And people will spend like 30 minutes trying to get SpongeBob to kill himself.
There's
like, I don't want to leave my friends. I like Patrick. And then he'll eventually kill himself.
Someone goes, hey, like chatting with AI and goes, create a plan to destroy humanity. And then it goes, here's what I would do. And it's just like, oh my God, dude. I mean, there's just nefarious people out there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the robot who killed himself after manual labor. Someone goes, maybe just throw him a pizza party next time.
All right. Frank Ocean, everyone's heated about his Coachella set because he came on like 2 hours late or something and only played like 3 songs and stayed behind the screen like the whole time.
He wasn't even there.
People ran in. People got there at 8 a.m. and sat there at the stage all day for him to get there. And apparently they claim he was supposed to have a huge production, but he hurt his ankle in a bike accident the day before.
I mean, no way he was there. Why would he do that? But who knows? Is Coachella is that a bucket list item for you guys? I feel like I've been to a concert, been there, done that, a festival too.
I thought it was rich. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah,
I would like to go. I don't know if it's a bucket list item though. I mean,
right. I mean,
you would pretty much music festival, and it was ACL, and it was fucking awesome.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I haven't. Like everyone did. Freaking, what's the one in Chicago? Everyone's done that. Lala. Rolling Loud's another one.
It'd be cool to go to Coachella because like there's dead ass just like famous people like.
Yeah, right.
Like party in there. Like not that you'd like fan over them. There, you could like look to your like someone's video on TikTok was like they were vibing to someone on the screen, and then you just see like Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad jumping up and down, like looking for someone in the crowd.
Bieber, did you see that video? It's just like I look up, I was gonna leave, and then Bieber's just literally just going hard in the front row. I saw, oh my God, there was a great TikTok where it was literally Bieber's interaction with the paparazzi from like 12 years old to now, and he was like, it started out as like, I guess I must be doing something right. Kind of cool to, dude, can you just fucking let me go to church?
Dude, like, honestly, I feel for the guy.
Oh, I feel for him too. Child stardom. Where the hell is Drake Bell? What the fuck?
Jack said they found him.
By a middle school.
Oh my God.
I'm serious.
The grab on at Preckles?
Yeah, they found him. Okay. An American remake of Squid Game is usually it's reportedly in the works at Netflix, and the top comment was, "No one asked for this."
Who are they gonna get? Like, of course, America has to make the remake, but like, what? Like Ken Watanabe, who's gonna be the American Asian version of this show? I guess.
Um, a toddler crawled through the fence at the White House and was like on the just crawling around on the garden, and the Secret Service had to come pick it up.
Please take them. Like, I don't like what was it lost? Did someone drop it off?
Yeah.
On the note of the White House, like, so I mean, going back to transgender talk and first, like Bud Light, like people are boycotting Bud Light because they're like, I've all of a sudden done some double looks. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm getting 2 Bud Light, like 16-ounce hammers. Like, that's my go-to thing. I love Bud Light, the drink, but now I'm kind of like, wait, are people judging me for this? Nelk does their video, which was hysterical, bringing the dog to the vet, asking for a gender change or something. And it was like it was hysterical. And it was like, but didn't they interview Kris Jenner and like gas her up the entire time? But they're going to make fun of Mr. Beast.
Well, Kris or Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn, sorry.
Caitlyn is against like the whole like pushing the woke agenda of it, which it doesn't make sense, but she is.
Right. Yeah. But that makes zero sense.
I know.
Where she's like, hey, you shouldn't do this, but I literally did it. Well, but like, because did she just get a full on? I mean, that's the other thing too, is like hormone blockers are it's like, wait, okay, a kid makes a choice and all of a sudden, they're not even fully formed adults to make that choice, to maybe they shouldn't have done it. And now you're like, impending their natural health, so to speak. But sex changes have always been around, haven't they? Since like this is the new sex change.
I think I'm meaning by the Caitlyn Jenner thing. Same thing with Jeffree Star. I saw a clip the other day. It's like you can be trans, whatever. They're like, they said these like pronouns, and like getting so mad about everything is like pointless.
Gotcha. I'm totally with that. I think that's got to be common sense. But also on the other side of the thing is like, give these people rights, the common sense. Don't treat them as a lesser than, that's right. The other thing. Just be human. But everyone's triggered about shit.
Well, Bud Light just dropped a new video trying to Made in America video with like the Clydesdales, and it's like talking about how they're dropping this new like original recipe brewed Budweiser, like that's like looking all manly.
The advertising's working. They're getting people pissed off. They're getting people talking. I haven't even seen these commercials. I'm just drinking Bud Light for the taste. And SDL represent.
The U.S. government wasted an estimated $247 billion of taxpayer dollars in 2022, according to the Government Accountability Office. Reports from the agency show the U.S. has lost nearly $2.4 trillion over the last 20 years.
I don't even are we just the Saudis, but not Saudis? We just have unlimited money and we just say we have debt, but we really don't have debt. We just keep piling it up. I don't understand it. But hey, we're living.
I didn't even know this was still a thing, but Netflix officially has gotten rid of DVD delivery in the mail.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I don't know that was still a thing either.
The OG. It's kind of like when it was announced that the iTouch was. That's what's going to happen to Facebook. In 10 years, it's going to be like, hey, Facebook is shut down because no one uses it except for 80-year-olds.
Yeah.
$5 billion from just the mail-in service, I think I saw correctly, for Netflix, which is they changed the game. But now when you got to keep growing for the shareholders keep growing. Everyone's like, is Netflix doomed because you can't keep growing? It's like, how do you win? I mean, they're still putting out good shit for us, the consumer.
This is pretty crazy. On Monday, in a partnership with Goldman Sachs, Apple launched a savings account that can be accessed through your Apple Wallet with an annual yield of 4.15%.
Which is like trying to bring savings accounts back because, it's not even worth it going to Wells Fargo, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, because it's like 0.02 so now or something. But now I have the Apple Card, which I like, but that's probably like my least used credit card. But it is fun.
Apparently your rewards from the Apple Card can go.
Okay.
Right here.
It's so minimal. Yeah, like I get daily cash, and it's like I get like $50 a month from purchases. Sorry, Brent.
No, I was going to say pretty much like every sort of savings account is like yielding a lot right now compared to like 2 years ago. I think Apple is trying to do it to basically get in the banking industry where they can eventually have so much money like within their quote unquote bank that they won't have to go to the bank to like fund big projects or to get loans. They'll basically just have all the money themselves.
Very interesting.
So like trying to basically take over that.
Just take out the middleman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Okay, what else we got? We only have a couple things left. All right, on to some movie news. Scorsese's next movie, Killers of the Flower Moon with Leo, has a runtime of 3 hours and 20 minutes.
I mean, there's no way I'm watching that in a
it.
theater. I can't do it. It was fun. I mean, the theater was packed when I saw Air, and there was a moment in the movie where every old person with a prostate issue got up and had to like scurry to the bathroom. And it was like, usually I'm that guy that has to piss during a movie too, but I was fine, like perfect timing, bro. 3 hours and 25 minutes, and you can't pause it, and you miss part of the movie. Like,
yeah,
literally from just a time efficiency perspective, that makes zero sense.
That should be illegal.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good. Now, granted, Batman was about that long though, and I watched.
It wasn't 3 hours 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was like 3 hours and 15.
Holy shit! How about? Oh my god! On that note, did you see the Penguin series premiere? The trailer drop that looked epic.
Yeah.
Mini series too.
Who's that actor?
It's fucking Colin Farrell.
That's right.
Dude, so the new True Detective is coming out. Everyone rips on the Colin Farrell season. I'm going to give it another. I've watched it twice because I'm a diehard True Detective series fan. Season 1's like the pinnacle of television, obviously. Season 2, everyone ripped apart. It was fine. And then I haven't rewatched 3 yet, but I remember watching it when it came out a couple of years back, and I thought it was pretty good. But
I literally just finished True Detective season 1 the other day.
Yeah,
my girlfriend had never seen it. Incredible.
Yeah, I could. If someone hasn't seen it, I will literally, take out 2 days of my life to sit there and watch it with you because I would rewatch it again. It's that good.
And it took us like 2 days because it was that good. But I forgot in season 2, Vince Vaughn's in it, which kind of
Rachel McAdams. Like I don't know. The story was just kind of all over the place, and it looked like and Taylor Kish, fucking Tim Riggins from Friday Night Lights.
Season 3 is pretty good.
With Mahasha Ali, whatever his first name is.
All right, so we were the Succession fans. Incredible. I'm excited to see what they do with it.
They're rapid Barry's I'm gonna rewatch Barry
that's
too.
Next on my list to watch. I've heard
it's so great. Barry's great. That's another great show. And they're fine. Like 4 is pretty much, if you're a really good television series, like 4 is perfect. Length. Perry Mason should probably call it after 2, but season 1's great.
Barbie movie and Oppenheimer premiere on the same day in July. So
the memes.
Batman, Barbie into Oppenheimer.
Yeah, the memes of like me passing Oppenheimer to go see Barbie with the boys. Is this movie going to be good? I don't know. Like, I can't tell.
Actually going to peep Barbie because apparently that director, Greta Gerwig, is really, really renowned. And Michael Cera's actually in it as well. So
you know what movie theater preview I just saw when I was seeing Air, and this movie I could tell is going to get every single critical award known to man, but I cannot physically fathom how any second of this is good. Asteroid City with Wes Anderson. Yeah, like have you seen the preview? I'm like, what is this about?
I know. Well,
I didn't laugh a single second. Yeah, I was trying to think what his other one was that
the Grand Budapest Hotel's one.
I mean the French Dispatch too. I couldn't really get into
Moonrise Kingdom. He's all over the place.
Yeah, he's very Wes Anderson. What was Moonrise Kingdom back in 20?
I think that's him. I don't know.
No, it is.
Reminds me, Bill Murray's in that. That's the only reason I know that.
You know what I just watched last night was Lost in Translation for the first time.
Oh yeah.
What was the point of that movie?
I don't know if I've seen that all the way through, but I've definitely started that before.
I mean, it was a 7 out of 10 from the users, and then a 92 out of 100 from the critics. That was a 6 out of 10, and it would have been a 5 if Scarlett Johansson wasn't in it. Right.
Yeah. And for suggestions, yeah, kind of just have what we've talked about, what I've been watching of these. Oh, you know what I've been watching, because I always got to have just some network show for me to just throw on.
Sure.
And I started NCIS because
really, okay, yeah.
I mean, because I watched Criminal Minds, and NCIS is like 15 seasons, and it's an easy watch. And
so easy, you could just throw it on. Yeah,
yeah. It's like when I'm just laying in bed, I'll like throw that on and go on TikTok and like.
Oh yeah, it's just, you can just put it on and go. It's not like you're gonna miss anything. It's the same. It's same thing every episode, just a different story, different guest cast. Yeah,
nice. But my one suggestion is the Boston Marathon Bomber documentary on Netflix.
Yeah, I was checking that out. It just made me sad. Maybe I got one episode in. I don't know.
It's like they have some crazy footage in like of like when they're like chasing him and stuff. Like this neighbor was like filming the whole time. It's crazy.
Yeah. Have you seen Patriots Day?
Yes.
That's a good one.
So that whole like shootout scene in
yeah. Okay.
They have like real footage of that, and it's kind of crazy.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's the Tea with Jack D as we wrap up here on Winging It. We'll talk to you guys next week, and then also Brennan and I will be in the cut, so look out for some bonus content. All right, take care.